All right, family. Shout out to all the analytical thinkers out there, all the people who, like to read in between the lines and conjure up the truth out of a bunch of lies, and people who just know that it's more to life than what meets the eye. It's more than just scratching the surface. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get into this article. Okay, I'm gonna get into this article that I found in the New York Post. And the title of the article, it says Trump condemns white supremacy and call for red flag laws in wake of mass shootings. Now, it got a little clip right here from 45, Yo President. I'm going to play the clip first.
Our mental health laws to better identify mentally disturbed individuals who may commit acts of violence and make sure those people not only get treatment, but when necessary, involuntary confinement. Mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger, not the gun.
All right. So what did he say just there? He said that, matter of fact, it was a short enough clip. We can listen to it again to make sure we got all of it. But listen to the whole clip again.
We must reform our mental health laws to better identify mentally disturbed individuals who may commit acts of violence and make sure those people not only get treatment, but when necessary, involuntary confinement.
Okay, now a little bit more.
Mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger.
Now what he said was mental health laws need to be refined, basically. So we starting out the article with a big fat lie before we even get through reading the fucking title. Because in the title, it clearly states that Donald Trump, Yo President, condemns white supremacy and calls for red flag laws in the wake of mass shootings. But in order for you to condemn something, understand, in order for you to criticize something, hell, in order for you to congratulate something, in order for you to encourage something, in order for you to do anything to something, you gotta first acknowledge that something. So this statement that he made just then, he ain't even, how the fuck is he condemning white supremacy when he not even acknowledging white supremacy? He talking about mental health laws and, come on, man. But I'm gonna get into the story. I already see the tent that they putting on it. But I'm gonna analyze this thing from the Godly Mind State tent, the tent of the psychedelic Afro-Asiatic, intelligent, woke black man. All right, here we go. Saying hate has no place in America. President Trump on Monday called for a bipartisan response to the mass shooting over the weekend that killed 29 people and wounded dozens more in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. He condemned white supremacy and called for the Congress to pass red flag laws that will identify people who may liable to commit such crimes. Now, the reason I grazed over the first paragraph, because I basically covered all of the first paragraph, the lies in the first paragraph, because the same lies in the first paragraph were basically the same lies that they told in the title. But it says, and here goes another one, it says he condemned white supremacy and called for Congress to pass red flag laws that will identify people who may be liable to commit such crimes. Now, to me, what I just read was, matter of fact, not what, he ain't condemned shit. We already got that clear. So what I read was, y'all about to get these motherfuckers more right that's along the same lines of search and frisk. So you about to tell these motherfuckers that basically you can stop and whoever it is, whoever the person in question is, that you could just run up on them and see what's going on with them and check them or whatever. But that sound more like a law directed at black men than they do these motherfuckers who doing these shootings, these mass shootings. Cause hell, why would you call that a red flag law? You should call that the black flag law. Cause that's how y'all already operate with us anyway. But here we go. The shooter in El Paso posted a manifesto online consumed by racist hate. And in one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy, Trump said. Okay, so maybe he did say that out loud, but it ain't in the title of it ain't in that clip what you just showed me just then. But he said one nation we must condemn it. So that mean condemning your ass. So I agree. We need to condemn that shit, Trump. But it don't necessarily start with you, but it definitely includes you. But he called the attacks on Saturday and Sunday incidents of domestic terrorism and said he would direct resources to the FBI to prevent further attacks. Now, I really don't know how you could possibly prevent this shit from happening, bro. Cause even though it's a act of white supremacy, it ain't like necessarily no call act that nobody in power is. It ain't no play that nobody in power is making. It's a rogue motherfucker but he ain't necessarily rogue though. But he acting up under his own accordance and his own will. So, how in the fuck are you gonna prevent it if you ain't in the household with every single one of these motherfuckers and know that these motherfuckers crazy? Cause apparently the parents and the friends be already knowing they crazy. When you go back and interview these motherfuckers, they be talking about, well, he was pretty fucking crazy in high school and he did write a hit list on the bathroom wall, but we thought he was just joking. This motherfucker come back a few years later and shoot up the whole fucking everything. So how you gonna identify these motherfuckers anyway, we have asked the FBI to identify all further resources that need to investigate and disrupt hate crimes and domestic terrorism, he said. The president also said that the internet has created a dangerous avenue to radicalize disturbed minds and perform demented acts. Well, 45, I must agree with you on that one. This internet culture that we lived in is allowed people to escape the reality that we have to live with every day. They escape that and they create whole other different personas that they can be online that they can't be in real life. So you can be this while you're online behind your keyboard on your phone. You could be this hate spewing motherfucker, this little skinny pipsqueak motherfucker that never had a girlfriend, but this in real life, never had nobody ever liked you, been getting pushed around your whole life cause you this little punk ass awkward motherfucker, weird ass motherfucker. But when you get on that keyboard and get online, even though it been your white buddies who been pushing you around all the time, cause that's all the fuck you been around, but you get on your keyboard and you spew hate that's directed, you know what I'm saying, toward me and my people from a standpoint of white supremacy, when it been your fucking homeboys who been treating you like this the whole time. But the system is so well intact that if you're not a critical thinker, if you're not an analytical thinker, if you can't get to the bottom of shit for yourself, then you're going to believe the propaganda that's out there. And the propaganda is telling you that the black man is the enemy of everything. So it is what it is. The president said he has directed the Department of Justice to propose legislation that would allow prosecutors to seek the death penalty against people who commit hate crimes and carry out mass shootings. Well, that'd be a good fucking thing. It seemed like it would that would already be intact. So what kind of place are we living in, man? That you gotta propose legislation to get the death penalty for a motherfucker who go and shoot up 50 people. It ain't no law intact already for that. Why you got Kamala Harris out here got vital evidence that can get a man off death row, or innocent man? You can't even prosecute these motherfuckers for going out shooting 50 and 100 people, because you got to understand some of the intricate details of white supremacy and how it worked. And one thing about white supremacy, I swear I'm studying a lot and learning a lot right now. But one thing about white supremacy, anytime it's an argument, they're gonna take both sides of the argument. So they're gonna say, on one hand, we need to goddamn take the guns and we need to motherfucking figure out a way to prosecute these motherfuckers. But on the other hand, they're gonna say, well, you couldn't possibly violate his civil rights like that because he has a right to bear arms. That's the way white supremacy works. This is shit you need to know. This is white supremacy 101. They're gonna take both sides of the argument. This is proven fact over hundreds and hundreds of years of time, right? It says we cannot allow ourselves to feel powerless. We can and will stop this evil contagion, he said. Open wounds cannot heal if we are divided. Well, it's mighty funny to hear your president say that, because he definitely played his role in spreading the hate, shall I say. He definitely been full of hatred and venom toward a lot of people, not only black people. He got hatred for, he got enough hate to go around. Your President Trump. That's really the only reason why I kind of like, if I was in a motherfucking party, or if I did support any one of the candidates, it would be him, because at least I know that this motherfucker got enough hate to go around. He hate white folk too, I believe. He hate anybody that ain't a real upholder of white supremacy, or not even white supremacy, but rich shit, okay? In his remarks, Trump called for real bipartisan solutions that would truly make America safer and better for all. Or, we already know his catchphrase, make America great again. You already know my catchphrase, make America white again. You know, that's what all that equal up to me. He's speaking in a general manner for all Americans, but if you look like me, you got to understand that most of these conversations are meant to be over your head and meant to be exclusive of you. This shit don't include you, okay? He want to stop these good white folks from getting shot up. If you want me to be totally honest about it, but I'm trying not to take it there. So I'm gonna get back to the article. In that vein, he said he was directing Justice Department to work with local, state, and federal agencies and social media companies to develop tools that can detect mass shooters before they strike. Yes, of course, because these motherfuckers tell you in so many words that, motherfucker, I'm thinking about killing everybody. And if the handlers are so aware to take down a video from a person who ain't got but 150 subscribers, I'm sure that they can crack down on these motherfuckers who putting up these hate spew posts and telling you basically that they thinking about killing the whole fucking world, cause the world weak and everybody in the world weak and decadent. Come on, man. He noted that the shooting in Parkland, Florida, the massacre last February, had many red flags concerning his behavior, but nobody took action. All these motherfuckers got red flags. He also called for an end to glorification of violence in our society. So the same motherfucker, I'm trying to, he done called for violence before. I can't remember in what particular lie he told or what particular derogatory statement that he made that he called for violence on people. But he had called for violence on people. So this is your president, though. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence, he said. I must concur with your president. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit up and act like I can't agree with a truthful statement when I hear a truthful statement, okay? That must change, he said, adding that every American can help build a culture that celebrates the inherent worth and dignity of every human life. This Mr. Grabber by the pussy man that's talking, but I agree with the statement that I agree with the statements. Okay, I agree with some of these statements. Okay, and he said the country's mental health laws should be reformed to ensure mental disturbed individuals who may be prone to violence to get treatment, and if necessary, be involuntarily confined. All right, so yeah, I agree, Mr. President. Most of these motherfuckers, but I still don't see how you gon' just point them out. I still see that if you implement this law, behind all the truth that all these good statements that he making, I'm still seeing that this law, the way that the system is set up right now, you write this law down, it look pretty on paper. We gon' goddamn check for the motherfucker with mental health issue. But when the motherfucking police that's already upholding white supremacy, when they enforce these laws, they gonna enforce these laws on black people, man. That's the point of me making this video. These are great laws in theory, the red flag law, but who in the fuck are you gonna get to enforce them correctly and fairly, and not just they already calling the police on black people for anything. Now you call and say you got an angry black man. Come on, man. You see how this shit work. Mental illness and hatred pull the trigger, not the gun. That's what he said. I didn't get, let's see. He also insisted that people judge to pose a grave, he also insisted that people judge to pose a grave risk to public safety do not have the ability to access firearms. Okay. So this is what I'm getting at. So this kind of a point that I'm making right here. So who in the fuck is you gonna say, motherfucker, you can't have no gun? Cause 9 times out of 10, it gonna be somebody who look like me, man. Even though we see who doing these shootings, we see who the culprits is. 9 out of 10 times for this shit, probably way more higher odds than 9 out of 10 times. It's a white supremacist, but I'm sure through the tent of the ocean, that you gotta know me to know me by the ocean. But through the tent of godly mind state, this is definitely it's definitely got great potential to be another act of injustice toward my people, man. For the simple fact, they always gonna, any law that they come out, they gonna try it out on black people first. You know that shit. And you know that shit. Come on. And if they do obtain firearms, he said, the weapons should be taken through rapid due process. Hopefully he ain't went and shot up a bunch of motherfuckers before that process is over with. But that's another part of the story, and I'm getting kind of long, so I'm trying to get to the end of it now. Now is the time to set destructive partnerships aside, he said. Destructive partnerships. So that's basically that's a little shot, a quiet ass shot. He went down, called a lot of the motherfuckers by name, but that's basically a quiet ass shot at the NRA and the people who partner up with them and to make all kind of fucked up laws. Cause it don't matter, cause you need these guns on the street, cause that's a currency generator. Okay, so that's a shot at the NRA right there. When he says, now it's time to set destructive partnerships aside, he said, and find the courage to answer hatred with unity, devotion, and love. Our future is in our control. America will rise to the challenge. We'll see, America. While asking God to bless the memory of those who died in the shootings, he mixed up the 2 Ohio cities. Of course, you know he ain't all the way up on nothing, 100%. May God bless the memory of those who perished in Toledo. They definitely weren't in Toledo. They was in Dayton, Ohio. But anyway, he said, may God bless the memory of those who perished in Toledo. May God protect them. May God protect all of those from Texas to Ohio, he said. He did not mention acting on background checks, even though in a series of tweets earlier in the morning, he called on Democrats and Republicans to get together to pass strong background checks combined with immigration reform, saying that we must have something good, if not great, come out of those two tragic events. The only thing that about background checks, again, that's gonna be aimed at my people first off. But secondly, these motherfuckers, what if you 20 years old, you ain't got no shit on your background that say that you a mass shooter till after you do the shoot. So, but you know, it's still a decent idea. But like I said, and the point that I'm making, most of this shit is gonna be executed on my people, not the people who doing these motherfucking shooting. The president said those killed in El Paso and Dayton cannot die in vain. Likewise for those seriously wounded. Trump followed up on Twitter by blasting the media, saying it has a big responsibility to life and safety in our country. He called the news outlets to start being fair, balanced, and unbiased, or these terrible problems will only get worse. Of course, that shit not gonna happen, and of course he don't mean it. Of course he just gotta. This. Now you get into the shit that you gotta say. You gotta say this shit. It's a presidential campaign going on. It's a lot of shit going on right now. So you know he got this is talk that he got to talk. Gunmen in two cities killed 29 people and wounded dozens more in the span of about 13 hours. In the border town of El Paso, a 21-year-old gunman opened fire Saturday morning in a Walmart crowded with back-to-school shoppers, killing 20 and wounding 26 others. Police nabbed them moments after the mayhem. Now that's something that's amazing to me, that police nabbed him. You mean to tell me that this motherfucker who just shot 20 people and he just killed 20 people, right? He killed 20 and wounded 26 more. You mean to tell me the police nabbed him? I can't do that. You mean to tell me the police nabbed him? How in the fuck did he make it out alive? Now that's a serious question right there. How in the fuck did he make it out alive? But anyway, in Dayton, a 24-year-old man wearing body armor began firing in popular entertainment district in Western Ohio City shortly after 1 p.m. Sunday, killing 9 and wounding 27 in less than a minute before the police officer shot him dead. So he didn't make it out alive. At least they killed this motherfucker. He wasn't going. Basically, he was not gonna go. That's what happened with that one. He wasn't going. So they had to kill him. Both men used military-style weapons to carry out their carnage. The 21st and 22nd mass killings in the U.S. this year. Wow, this shit is getting more and more of a popular thing to do for these awkward motherfuckers who doing this shit, bro. For these socially awkward, socially challenged motherfuckers, and they taking out all that shit coming to a ball and they taking it out on everybody. A number of Democrats, including many who were running to replace Trump in the 2020 presidential election, called on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to call the Senate back into session this month to begin debating gun control measures. Of course, y'all want to debate them now because it's a motherfucking, again, perfect timing, again, because the fucking election right around the corner. Democrats in the House in February passed a bill that would extend the time allowing for background checks for gun purchases, but it has not advanced to GOP controlled Senate. The House also passed a bill that will require background checks for all gun sales and most gun transfers. It also has gone nowhere in the Senate. Of course not, because like I previously stated, that gun, that arms game is a big money maker for white supremacy. It's just a big element of white supremacy because it's a control thing, and they know if you control the weaponry, you understand, and if you got more weapons than anybody else, then what you say the fuck go. Okay, but I just wanted to that was the end of the article, man. I'ma say on my truth meter, out of 100% true, I got a good. This article was about 42% true, man. There's about 42% truth in that article, about motherfucking 6 to 8% lies and fairy tales in this motherfucker, man. You know, it's where we at, man. It's where we at as a country. It's where we at as a people. It's a sad, it's a rough time, man. But through God, through God and through getting to know God and being close to Him, man, we shall prevail. We shall pull through this shit. You know, we can't walk around. We can't move around scared out here. We can't move around not smart out here either. So we get it always go back to the same thing with me. Protect the kid, keep them close to you. Make sure you inform them of what's going on in the real world. And try to guide them. Give them guidance, man. It's your boy, man. Godly Mind State. I'm checking out right now. I appreciate your time. If you made it this far, that means you must really be my fucking people. I love you.